For class, I was asked to compare Schoology and Edmodo. Um, Looking at it through the eyes of what my district would be interested in, I really have to endorse Schoology. It is a little bulkier, and there's a few extra dollars involved if you want the full package. But in my experience, this is going to by far be the better of the two for our district. So real easy, you go ahead, you can click sign up if you haven't already, and that's going to allow you to choose whether you're an instructor or a student. So you go through, you can go ahead, sign in using your email and create your own password. I've already created one, so I'm going to go to log in. You can see mine is already saved. Pretty straightforward, not overly difficult. As you look at it, I've added my profile picture so students can easily identify. Set up a little different than Edmodo. It's going to have a few extra bells and whistles, but to me, these are absolutely worth it. Now that you're into your profile, you can go ahead and start taking the tour if you would like. I'm already a little bit familiar with this. As you can see, the layout, pretty simple. You have your recent activities, so this is going to be like your feed. It's going to show you any new updates. Over here, upcoming assignments or events that are going to show you what you have coming due. Messages, which are going to tell you if you've received any. The first step for me is I'm going to add a course. So you go up here to courses and click create. Not overly difficult, give your course a name. So I will type in psychology. You can give it a section name. For me, I'm social studies. And then you can select the grade level. So my social studies classes go anywhere from 10th grade all the way to 12th grade. So right now it's going to take a second and it's going to try and locate psychology as a course. Now that it's found psychology, all I have to do is click create. It's going to go ahead and it's going to load that page and take me right to that section. So as you can see, again, to me, pretty user-friendly layout. From here, I can go ahead and I can add materials. So say I have a web page that I want to add to them. I have an entire folder of resources that I want to add. I can go ahead and do that right from this. This is also where you click to add a test or a quiz. Over here, it's going to show you any updates you have. So you can go ahead and put a welcome message. I can then post that into the class and you'll see it's got my profile picture and my section in there. To get your students to add this course, all you have to do is email them this access code right here, and then they can automatically be added into this course specifically. So it's pretty easy. They're a little bit longer than Edmodo. Edmodos are about 5 or 6 characters, whereas these are 10. But again, to me, that's a small thing to get all the extra power that comes with Schoology. The one nice thing that this has that Edmodo did not is you can take attendance right from here. To me, this is invaluable. Also gives you a nice, simple look at the week. So say you had a kid that was gone, they turn in an assignment late, all of a sudden you're like, well, were they here or weren't they? This is one-stop shopping. You can go ahead and check your attendance, see if it was late or if they weren't here, whatever it might be. From the attendance page, we can look at all the other different things, the bells and whistles, if you will. You can go over here to analytics, and what this is going to show you is it's going to tell you how many hits a day you've gotten on this particular class. You can break it down by course, you can break it down by users, see the last time they logged in, last course they accessed, total time in the course. You can look at the assignments, see how many times they viewed it. You can look discussions. It really gives you all the information you need to make sure you're tracking your students' progress and to make sure that they're putting in the time that they need to be successful in your class. I don't like to think of this as really monitoring or spying on my kids. This is information that we need to have to make sure that our courses are going successfully and that our students have the best opportunities available to them. Also, you have badges. These are where you can go ahead and you can add different badges. You know, if a kid was perfect attendance, maybe they had a little trouble and you wanted to give them some incentive and they went an entire week of showing up. Hey, great, we're going to give you the perfect attendance badge. Maybe they're a good listener, they followed the instructions, maybe they were a class leader. You know, these are just little incentives, and I understand that maybe for an upper level class, these might be silly, but these are still 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids we're dealing with. And you know what? Everyone likes a pat on the back every now and again. From here, we can take a look at our grade book, which again is a huge selling point for me. Right now, we're currently using Google Classroom, which I absolutely love. It's very simple, but with that simplicity comes a couple of concessions. One is it does not have its own built-in gradebook, and I cannot transfer it easily to another program. So as you see, from the badges, we can move on to our gradebook. Currently, we're using Google Classroom, which I love. The simplicity is there. It's easy for the students to understand. But with that simplicity, there has to be some concessions, one of which is it doesn't have its own built-in gradebook. So as you can see, Schoology has one that I'm absolutely in love with. Allows you to track overall progress. You can break down different grading periods, different categories, due dates. It really gives you all that extra information. Again, is everyone going to use these features? No, but when you're talking about a district-wide integration, I think it's important that you have as many features to make sure that every teacher is comfortable with certain aspects of the program. Grade setup, you can come here, do different weighting, use different scales if you want to use numeric or A plus, minus, things like that. You can round the period or the final grades. It gives you a whole lot of different options. So for me, we use a numerical system. I can put in different categories. So if I want homework, tests, whatever it might be. So as you can see, Schoology can be a little heavy-handed, but it allows you to do so much more individualization in your classroom. I found that it makes sense for our district for many reasons, but the thing that I like the most is how diverse it can get, and it really has something for everybody. Even for the most novice user, it is still overly friendly, but I truly feel that eventually everyone would be able to utilize this tool, maybe not to its maximum potential, but they would definitely get more out of Schoology than Edmodo or Google Classroom.